Welcome everyone to this writing part one, writing an email analysis. Okay, I'm just here in the writing part one section of the CELPIP library. And before I get started, I just want to let you know that I will be using or following the writing part one tips and strategies guide. Now we have a really excellent video which explains the tips and strategies that I will be using, such as how to read the question, what information to focus on, what information you should write the most, what grammar you should use, and other strategies for writing. And that is a detailed video, and I will leave a link in the description box to that video. Now, for today, we're going to be analyzing a sample from Volume 3 about public transportation. So let's get started. Okay, so writing an email, 27 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in here. You have been using public transport to commute to work. Okay, so you are using. Here it's in present perfect continuous, but don't worry about that. Just let's focus on the verb. You are using public transport to commute, to go and come back from work. But recently, the bus service has been causing you problems. Again, present perfect continuous. Don't worry, just focus on the verb causing. Causing you problems, okay? You think it needs major improvement. So it needs to improve. Just focus on the verb here, improve. So you think it needs improvement. Okay. So, okay, in about 150 to 200 words, write an email to the public transport department. All right. So everyone, looks like we're writing an email to the public transport department. So, looking at that, let's look at our guide and about email tone. Are we going to write informal to our friends, to the public transport department? No, I don't think so. Semi-formal, workplace, schools, community board, it can be semi-formal maybe. There's just a few little differences. I'm going to try to explain those in this video because this can be a formal topic, okay? And it's a more formal, it's a more professional situation to the city, for example. The public transport department is probably the city. So let's look at our formal structure. So just to hear, for example, when we look at our formal structure and when we're writing the greeting, with formal structure, we can use to whom it may concern. I would say that's very formal, but you can use it in this email. It's not a problem. And we also say, my name is. I am writing you today because. So that's more formal. And if we look back at semi-formal, we say this is, and I'm writing because. Contraction, it doesn't sound so formal. And just a few other things. Lastly, for example, lastly, and today I'm going to use as a final note. Okay? So just a few things that are different between formal and just a few things that are different between formal and semi-formal structure. Okay, so let's get started with our writing. This is, again, I'm going to be following this template and using some of these sequential words and connectors here, okay? So I'm here on my board. Now I want to remind you that I am writing a CLB 5-6 in this example, okay? 5-6, we just need to be direct and very clear, and we need to try to express our ideas in a clear and simple way. Let's keep that in mind. Let's not try to confuse things. And that's what I'm going to be showing you here. So let's start with our greeting. Dear Edmonton Transit Service, my name is First Last, and I hope everything is going well at the transit center these days. So again, we can say Dear Edmonton Transit Service, okay? Or we can say something easier when we're writing a formal, just to whom it may concern. We can write that one, okay? Semicolon is better. Now, it doesn't really matter which one you do, okay? Which one you write, it doesn't matter. And I think it's a little bit more direct if we say, Dear Edmonton Transit Service. Sounds a little more direct. That's all. Okay? So, and also, remember the blue here, everyone. Blue is our structure. Okay, first and last name. And we usually say going well at the place where you're writing. Here would be the transit center. Okay? Okay, and now let's get to our reason for writing. Okay. I am writing you today because recently the bus service has been causing me problems. Now, this is a little bit more difficult or higher level grammar, present perfect continuous, but the reason I use this one is because it's right here. Has been causing me problems. So let's make sure that level 5-6, we can use the information in the question to explain ourselves. Let's try to do that, okay? Very direct, very clear, okay? All right, now let's get to the first point. Express how you feel, how you use public transport and why. Okay, so let's see here. Firstly, I use public transport to commute because I do not have a car. Very simple and direct. That's probably the reason why everyone uses public transport, right? So I use public transport. Again, we're using the word here to commute. I'm using the word right here to commute because I do not have a car. That's really the only idea I added. Very clear, very direct. Let's not worry about over explaining, okay? Next, but we need 2 ideas per point. Also, I think when I use the bus, it is cheaper, so I can save money. Okay, that's an extra idea. We can say many extra ideas in the second part. Maybe also, I use the bus because it is faster than driving, maybe in some places. Also, I think when I use the bus, I get to work on time. There are many ideas you can put there. We need another one. Another one of why you use the bus. Okay, we're still using simple present. It is cheaper. I can save money. Now, everyone, this is a point to make about formal and informal. Okay? Don't. That's informal, using contraction. That's informal. or semi-formal, okay? Informal, we don't want to use don't. We want to say do not. Also here, it it's that's informal or semi-formal. So we don't want to use that one. We want to use full. We don't want to use short form, okay? And also let's keep in mind, firstly, comma, also, comma. When I use the bus, comma. This is a when clause. It is cheaper before so, comma. Okay? Very good. Let's get to the second point. Explain the problems you have been experiencing. So, what are the problems that you have been having? Okay. So, here's some reasons why you use public transport. Now, over here, it's going to be the problems. So, however, comma, for the past few days, comma, after periods of time, comma, I missed the bus because I think the schedule was changed. Okay. Now, before because, no comma. Okay. All right. Now, this one here was changed. And the reason we used that was changed is because we were studying in the class about passive form. Okay? Passive form. And let me actually just bring that up. So, passive is a way of expressing the ideas when we don't know who did the action. For example, here, somebody cleans the office every day. Active. Somebody cleans it. Okay? But the office is cleaned every day. So we don't know who cleans it, but we know it is cleaned every day. So that's called passive. And we use passive when we're not sure who does the action, and also when the information, it's important here that the office is cleaned, not who cleans it. Okay? Similarly, for past tense, somebody cleaned the office yesterday. Somebody did it. Or the office was cleaned yesterday. We don't know who cleaned it. We just know that it was cleaned. Now, using passive when you can, it shows your knowledge more. Now, for level 5, 6, we don't need to use passive. Okay? We can say here, the city changed the schedule. You see? Who changed it? The city changed the bus schedule. Well, the schedule, we have bus that we are talking about the bus. So we can say that. We can say the city changed the bus schedule. The schedule. We can say that because we know the city did it. Now, the reason why we used passive in this example is because in the class we were practicing passive and then we used passive. The schedule was changed. You see, in here, we don't know who changed it. Just, I think the schedule was changed. Okay? But again, everyone, for level 5, 6, we don't really need to use passive. I'm only giving you an example, and I hope it was useful. Okay? And I will leave a link in the description box so you can practice passive. Okay, so let's continue then. So, however, the problem I'm having, I missed the bus because I think the schedule was changed. Okay, now also I had to use Uber to get to work, so it was very expensive. Very interesting. Okay, so I don't know if Uber is popular in your country. Uber is popular in Canada. And so, but so are taxis. You can say I had to use a taxi to get to work. So again, everyone, now look very carefully. In here, we're using past tense because we're talking about the problem I'm having or I have been having in the past. I missed the bus. The schedule was changed, is past passive. I had to use Uber. It was expensive. Past tense. That one for sure, level 5 and 6 need to use, okay? All right. Now, we have here, very good. We have it here, all right? We have the ideas that we need. Two ideas about the problems that I have been experiencing. Okay, so now let me get to the third point. Suggest how you think the service can be improved. So this can be improved. You see, it's passive. Suggest how the city can improve. That's not passive, okay? All right. So let's go here with our first idea. So you see we're using as a final note, that's more formal. As a final note, I think the bus service can be improved. So you see here we're using can be improved because we have here can be improved. Okay. But again, just to be clear about that, well, first by providing more live updates on the app. So just an app which gives information. We have that service here in Edmonton. I'm sure you probably have that in your country as well, or a website where the bus information is there, right? So the bus service can be improved, but this is passive, can be improved. So if I think the city can improve, you see, the bus service, that is active. The city can improve the bus service by providing more live updates on the app. And so the only difference is we're saying who can do it. The city can do it. Okay, but we used can be improved. You see, the bus service can be improved. We used it because we saw it in the question. And you can do that for 5, 6. That's not a problem. Okay. So let me just leave what is already there. Okay. The bus service can be improved. How? How can it be improved? By providing more live updates on the app. Okay. And then and then Let's get to our next idea. We need a second idea. Also, the city needs to have more bus service. There you go. The city needs to have more bus service. Increase the buses. The city needs more bus service. You can put needs more bus service as well. Okay? All right, and we have our two ideas there, which is good enough. Okay? So now, let's get to our closing. Thank you for your attention, and I hope the bus service can be improved. So again, we're using this can be improved because we saw it here, can be improved. So the bus service can be improved. Again, we're writing level 5-6, level 5-6. It's not a problem to use the same words. What's important is to have clear and direct information. And this is a problem that level 5-6, sometimes they don't know what to write. But everyone, we are using the information we see in the question. It's very useful. Okay. And also, 144 words. If you write this one like this, maybe you can even get 7. Because it's very clear and direct. And that's important even for 7. The problem is that sometimes level 5, especially level 5, they don't know where to put a comma. They don't put comma there. They don't put comma there. That's one problem. Second problem is spelling. Even though you have spell check in the exam, spelling can be a problem. If you put and wrong grammar as well. Need to has, for example, need to has. Let's say you just put can improved. Can improved. Can improve. The bus service can improve. That is okay, but it's not correct grammar. Then also not putting the capital letters, not putting periods in the end, and not having good paragraphing, not having paragraphs. Okay? So, all those errors, when you make all those errors, then everyone, 144, many errors, actually, that still can be 5, okay? If your ideas are clear and you have errors, but your ideas are clear, then it's not a problem, okay? But if you have many errors and your ideas are not clear, then that's 4. That's 4, okay? Many errors and the ideas are not clear, 4. So what we need is 140, 144 clear ideas with not many errors, okay? And that can even be 7. If you write this one, it's 7. But for sure, clear ideas with some errors, 6. Clear ideas with many errors, 5. Clear ideas, not clear ideas, many errors, 4. Everyone, I hope you got that. How can we improve? Well, the good way to improve is to read this one. Read it. Look where there is a comma. Look where there is a period. Look at the grammar. Look at the structure. In our examples, this is why we have color coordination. Okay? I will leave a link to the question so you can read it and practice. And you see it says blue is for organization and connecting forms. This is why we use it. Red is the main form, main grammar form. Present perfect, present tense, present simple, past tense over here. And black is all the other parts that are related to this email. Okay, everyone, let's read it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Let's type it out 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. If you do that, you will have no problems getting 5 or 6, okay? Okay, everyone, and lastly, our CELPIP library has many examples for you, everyone, over 50, 60 examples. Lots of examples for you to practice, practice, practice. And also at the bottom of this link over here, let me show you. At the bottom of the link, you will find it's Cyber Monday, it's Black Friday, it's Christmas time. So everyone, with discount code CELPIP79, you can get a 3-month subscription to the CELPIP library for only $10.99. That really is a great deal. Our CELPIP library includes all current and past CELPIP exams and lots more CELPIP examples, okay? You can find the link to register to the CELPIP library at the bottom of the example. And don't forget, use CELPIP code 79. Okay, everyone? Don't forget, practice makes perfect.